What's going on, guys? Stock Jock here. $190 up on the day. Really, really slow day today. And it's so important on days like this that it's important not to force anything. And that's kind of what I've kind of done today. It's been really slow recently just for stocks under $10 and finding momentum. And today is the same. I was looking at BSPM pre-market. BSPM had that monster move yesterday, so I was kind of hoping for a little continuation. But like a few minutes before the bell rang, they came out with an offering price of 450. That's why you see the price down here. That would have been my favorite one at the open. But other than that, once that offering news came out, it was just like there's nothing else out there. So kind of just waiting around, trying to see what hits the scanners. Was watching NVFY. It was starting to hit the scanners. As you can see, the daily had this nice spike, and then it's kind of curling back on the daily. This one might be one to watch for tomorrow, as looking for a $5 break and maybe over 5.8, 508. I'm sorry, 515 to maybe move up. But had a nice move yesterday, so definitely started hitting the scanners right out of the gate. It was approaching the $5 mark, which is kind of key because the high here was 515. If we can get over that, maybe we just get a runner as it just starts going crazy. So I got in 2,000 shares at 496 basically, and just heavy sellers started to come in. It just didn't look like it was going to go. It was already up basically 50 cents, so I'm playing it pretty tight at that point. And once I saw the bids getting whacked at 498, I got out at 498 for basically 2 cents, uh, 2 cents out of 2,000 shares. So didn't work out, but it could have been way worse. AEZS was the next one that I was really kind of hoping that would get going today. It had news out, it had nice news out, but it just didn't go anywhere. I got in at 940, right around here, looking for like candle over candle, break in the high day at the time. Um, so I got in at 363, hoping for that break and maybe we get this move up going through here. Just didn't go anywhere. Um, it hit 370, but that's it. It didn't go anywhere. So I sold as it was coming back down 365. I didn't want to hold it if sometimes the market just doesn't want to move on the news. Sometimes that happens, especially on these low float stocks under $10. Sure enough, the move came way later at around 10:45. The volume just out of nowhere came in, popped up, and that would have been a nice move. Got a high of $4 today, and just hasn't broken for. Maybe we'll get a break over 4 into the close, but uh, that was the kind of the other one that I was kind of keeping my eye on. I took 2 cents off of it and moved on. So around 11 o'clock, one of the chat rooms I'm in, link is down in the description, posted breaking news that LifeLock, LOCK, pulled out of a conference, and the speculation was because there was a buyout, and they just didn't want to deal with this conference because there's a buyout. Well, I've played this game quite a few times, and it might be just a rumor, but who knows? But regardless, it's enough to move the stock, and I was able to get in around 1708 before the drastic move happened, before the news actually started moving this stock. So I got in at 1708, spiked up. I was watching the bid side. I was just keeping my eyes peeled on that, and I had a market order for 2,000 shares to sell. And as soon as I saw the L2 bid side start ticking down, it went like 1717, then went 1716, 1715. Once it started to tick down, I just sold, grabbed 7 cents 7 cents there for 140 bucks. And that was my big winner for today. Um, as you can see here on the 5 minute, it took a while for this news to actually move this stock. It popped up to where I was in it, came back down, came all the way back down to where it started, and then out of nowhere, it decided to run up, and then it come all the way back down the rest of the day. So, whatever. I'm happy for the small win there. Move on. So RGSE, this one I got in because the chat room I subscribed to got in. As you can see, guys, I mean, if you watched my video yesterday, you could see exactly how these chat rooms can move stocks, especially these low float stocks under $10. where a couple thousand people buying at the same time creates momentum in the market. It's not manipulation. That's just the way the market rumbles. So here's the open and it had a nice little pop and then it kind of faded off. And then out of nowhere, here's the 1 minute chart, 800, 2,000 shares, 800 shares, 2,000 shares, 400 shares. This is all in the minute. And then out of nowhere, we've got boom, 266,000 shares in 1 minute, 236,000 shares in 1 minute, 50, 160,000 shares. This is all because of the chat room I subscribe to. They brought momentum back to the stock. And let me show you that. Let me show you that in the alert. So here's the alert at 11:12 a.m. Jason Bond bought 25,000 shares of RGSE at 2:31. He had this on his email that went out this morning, and he's following through on it. He likes the chart, whatever. Bought 25,000 shares, 11:12 a.m. Well, let's look at it. 11:12 a.m. There it is. Right inside this candle, he bought. He sends out the alert. Everybody else buys, creates momentum in the market, and it gets a pop. And I jumped in that, and it just looked like it was stalling out. And I probably would have held a lot longer if I had more of a cushion on the day. But at the time, I was only up 195, and I basically sold for a penny and a half win, which after commissions is basically even. But this, forget about the win or loss that I had there. This is what chat rooms can do to stocks. They can make them move. They absolutely can make them move. Two things I highly recommend to everyone. One is a news source. Benzinga is the one I use. If you saw yesterday's video, you could see that I made quite a bit of money off of a news play that I heard straight from Benzinga, that everyone else that subscribes to Benzinga heard. And the other one is chat rooms. These chat rooms with thousands of people in them, they move markets, especially these low float stocks under $10. I mean, right now E-Trade is showing that RGSE has 663,000 share float. Okay? I think it's more than that, but you get the idea. In 1 minute, almost half of the float was traded in 1 minute because a few thousand people from Jason Bond's group pumped this price and brought momentum to it. So that's just kind of a quick look at chat rooms and what they could do. And like I said, I'm up 190 on the day, happy. I'm going to hang it up. I'm not going to trade anymore. I don't want to lose what I have. I don't want to give back what I already have. So if you have any questions, you can find me on Google Hangouts. You can also find me on StockTwits and Twitter. And I will see you in the next video.